I don't know. I don't know if you know how grateful I am that people watch me and people enjoy being here and talking to me and listening to me say a bunch of random shit. But I really, really appreciate you guys a lot. I swear. Anyways, today we're going to be watching Filipino racism is the most confusing racism. And I am a Filipino. Oy, Philippines! Pop, 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 pop. Filipino racism is the most confusing racism. By Fat Little Asian Man. Video.
Hi, I'm a fat little Asian man, and this is the Philippines. Due to the rule of Pinoy, now that I've just said the word Philippines...
Wait, do you guys hear it? And then suddenly, I feel kind of confused. Do you guys hear
this
it?
video's comment section will now be full of Philippines mentioned raw or
Real.
proud to be Pinoy.
Real.
Just click on any other video about the Philippines, and yeah, they'll be there. Obviously, it's clear that Filipinos are very proud of their culture, as they should be, of course.
Are you guys proud? I mean, I'm proud. Filipinos deemed as one of the world's friendliest countries. Everything you need to know about Filipino, the next great American cuisine. What in the what? From Filipino fast food icon to rising star in the US? What?
But next to comments full of the Filipino flag, you can see comments like this. All talking about how Filipino racism is number one. This is what confuses me. How do Filipinos have the most pride and love for their country, but also seem to be the most racist to their own people? I mean, it's natural for people to have a love-hate relationship with their own country, but for Filipinos, there doesn't seem to be any middle ground. It's either 100% Pinoy pride in all caps, or living here is how I want to be reborn. This confusing nature made me want to make sense of
it's so true though!
To try and
how do you know so much about foreign? I am wait, what's the context of this picture? What is the context of this picture? What the fuck? Wait, it's kind of true though, I'm not gonna lie. How do you know so much? Oh my god, why does this feel so like true though, actually?
sense of Filipino racism even more, to try and understand the racism
you don't need outside with this.
I was introduced by my own viewers. Something only possible by understanding the geography, culture, and history to see why Filipino racism is on a next level.
Oh my god, will we have like history stuff here? Because I honestly forgot about my Araling Panlipunan, guys. I'm so sorry.
Now, one thing before we begin, I'm not Filipino, I'm Korean, which means I am definitely not an expert. I started from my curiosity alone. This video is only possible because of my Filipino friends at university who helped me guide through the lore of the Philippines. So please comment for any corrections or things I missed out. Thanks. Because of all the Filipino presence online, it's easy to think the Philippines is one country with just one homogeneous people, but there's actually like 200 ethnic groups and different languages, spanning across 7,000 islands and a 113 million population.
Damn, we're a lot.
That's why the country is actually more like different online game servers. But we're going to go over the three major ones today: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
GTA Stardew Valley.
Server. Everything from knife-wielding tondos to quiet-speaking Ilocans are here. But it's most
angry
Ilocano?
Wait, Ilocanos are not that angry, right? I know like Visayan people. Shit, puta. Wait. Wait. Alam, sabihin akong fake Filipino. Yung mga Visayas. Di ba malumanay sila magsalita? Todo greeter with an ice pick. Actually, hindi pa ako nakakapunta sa Tondo eh. Sorry. Maybe fake Filipino ako. Pero hindi pa ako nakakabisita sa Tondo. Shit, sorry. Sorry po. Sorry po.
Manila region, the largest city area in the country. A total of 52 million people live in Luzon, with 13 million in Metro Manila alone.
Damn,
the Manileños are basically the main characters of Filipino racism. Maybe it's because all the people are crammed together in the bad traffic, cooking under the Filipino sun. They are exceptionally skilled at being racist to everyone. Manileños are often stereotyped, by themselves mostly, that they are modern, sophisticated city people, with rich English-speaking coños sipping matcha lattes. They call the rest of the
Yardstick
country
body!
province people, making fun of rural areas and
Oh
other
my god, wait,
Filipinos with
really?
distinct accents. Their biggest rivals are the Cebuanos in the Visayas region,
Wait,
aka
really?
the Stardew Valley server. Visayas is famous for its beautiful beaches and
I
scenery,
feel
with
like
their
wait. So I guess GTA server on Manila and then Minecraft server on the upper part, like yung mga Zambales area, kasi nandun yung palayan. Cebu, I mean Visayas for Stardew because it has all. It has like the ocean and stuff and the palayan and the mountains. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
cozy inland farms.
Wait, he got this info from the big three you built. wait. So this dude, so the YouTuber in question is probably studying in the big three.
Obviously, contrasting with the
Yardstick
big city
body!
of Manila, the Cebuanos are known for being
Yardstick
loud,
body.
fun-loving, and chill,
Real
which is
though.
why they laugh at Manileños for being busy, boring, and arrogant.
Yo.
Cebuanos hate it when a Tagalog corrects their grammar or roast them for not ever being in a mall before. Outside from the
Wait,
main
really?
drama, you've got Ilocanos and North Luzon who get bullied for speaking quietly and being really stingy,
Wait,
but are too
really?
busy working to really care. There's also the Juarez, who even the Manileños don't bother, as they're known for
How come? Wait a minute. What? I'm not okay. Maybe I am too sheltered to like. I don't know these type of. I don't really have any friend who's like racist towards other. Wait, I'm trying to like remember if I have like a college friend who usually subtly says things about, you know, how other dialects speak, but I don't really remember it being that bad. I feel like it's just this era though, I'm not gonna lie.
being tough, probably from enduring all those typhoons. Because of Manileños
Hey.
looking down on provinces, naturally you would think it's Luzon versus Visayas and Mindanao. However, Mindanao is busy fighting their own battles. Literally,
Damn.
Mindanao
Real
is the
though.
Call of Duty server. In a country where over 90% are Christians, there's a unique Muslim population in Mindanao. For a few decades,
God
there were
damn.
armed separatist groups like MILF that got heavy media attention,
MILF.
and it was quite dangerous. Even though the region is decently safe now, that image of guns firing and
you're
bombs
right,
exploding was
actually.
tough, and everyone knows Mindanao as an FPS free-for-all. Now, if this was all Filipino racism had to offer, it wouldn't be
What the
Filipino
fuck?
racism, it would be Filipino regional quarrels. But the reason why it's racism is because your worth is calculated based on where you're from, and especially your
Ain't
skin
no way.
color. A lot of Filipinos grow up in a
Oh,
culture
wait,
where
you're
having
right.
lighter skin color is treated as beautiful.
Wait, but like now isn't really. I know dark skinned Filipinos are, you know, like the sila na din. Dark skinned yun, di ba? Sila kat. Dark skinned din naman yan. Light
healthy and
skin, what do you mean?
desirable. My Filipino friends told me they grew up with their grandparents telling them you got whiter or mestizo like compliments, but were scolded if they were playing in the sun or left home without any sunscreen.
I think there was
Why
a
the
time
skin
like
whitening
that,
industry
yeah.
in the Philippines is massive. Products like whitening soaps,
Yeah,
skincare, injections,
This is still
pills,
true
and
to this
treatments
day,
are
actually.
very accessible, with one of the highest rates of skin lightener used in Asia.
Actually, I
To the
feel like
extent where
that's
people
also
put
me.
mercury on their
I
skin.
use
It's also really
these,
evident by how the more darker skinned Filipinos are viewed as wild, exotic jungle dwellers. It's
Yo!
darker people are more likely to be from the multiple indigenous
What do you guys
communities.
feel about us being called Jungle Asia though? Because that for me, I don't really mind being called Jungle Asia. It's kind of accurate. I'm not
like
gonna
the Cordillera people. Apparently, there's
kinda
a lot of
accurate,
tourists
though,
that
I'm not
treat
gonna
them
lie.
like the cavemen from Night at the Museum. Now, I hear some of you furiously typing, that's because white skin is associated with nobility, as they didn't work in the sun. Don't you know that? And yes, it is true, but it's not nearly as close to explaining the full picture. In the Philippines, especially in schools, you can hear the N-word more than an episode of the Boondocks. Why in a country with a
The
presumed
Boondocks
0.5%
mention.
black population uses the N-word so much?
Oh my
It's
god.
because the N-word's origin, negro, is still used to describe the darker skinned population.
Which is true, yeah.
The word negrito means small black person in Spanish. and was made by
Yeah.
the Spanish to categorize groups like the Eta, Ati, or Acta people.
For us though, we don't really say it as a racist thing, because when you say the it just referred to that one particular area in the Philippines.
To renamed an entire island to
But you know, the mental gymnastics, because we're now in an era where we can connect with a lot of like countries all in one like swoop. People will mistake intentions very wrongly just because of a word, which is kind of hard to navigate, I feel. But I mean, like, if you're talking Filipino to Filipino, I don't really think it's a... No, wait. No, wait, maybe I get cancelled by that. I don't know. Anyways.
Apparently too black. Kind of seems insane that negrito is still used, because imagine if black people were still called that in US or Europe. Of course, Filipinos didn't make this label themselves. And to understand where this all comes from, we have to explain a crucial part of the Filipino identity and history: the colonial mentality. Colonial mentality is the internalized PTSD you get from being colonized. Every single country that has been colonized has colonial mentality, in some shape or form, depending on how long or severely you were colonized. For the Philippines, colonial mentality forms as an internal idea that European or white is superior compared to something local.
Damn.
It's not something that Filipinos do because they hate their country. It's just trauma left over.
Yeah.
The colonizers might be long dead and gone, but their impacts on society still exist.
True,
In South Korea, the Japanese colonized us for like 35 years, which doesn't seem that long, but impacts are still here in everyday life. Did I forget to mention that Filipinos have been colonized for 380 years?
Yeah,
To
you
put this
didn't
into
forget about
perspective,
that. For
Japan's Edo period, the most impactful and important period for building Japan's culture and history, is only 260 years. Just imagine what 380 years of colonization does to a country. Hell, even the name Philippines comes from the Spanish colonial era, named after King Felipe II. The Spanish colonized the Philippines for around 330 years, changing the local culture into a social caste system based on blood purity, like they did in all their colonies.
Damn.
Basically, the whiter you are, the higher you are. Spaniards at the top, mestizos second, indios or inland Filipinos next, and negritos at the very end. It's the colonizer classic: white equals cultured and black equals uncivilized. When the Americans took over for another 50 years after kicking the Spanish out, it was roughly the same thing. One thing though, the gap between urban and rural was intensified, especially through education programs that prioritized English-speaking mestizos, while more darker rural areas received labor training. So for generations, if you wanted to move up the ranks, the only choice was to become more white, by appearance, by language, and by behavior. Mestizos got their stamp
What is that? Oh, never mind.
by doing just that. While most Filipinos were cemented as laborers, and negritos were excluded entirely. Of course, this also means that mingling with negritos was social death, as they were depicted as savages. You can kind of see that the colonial mentality isn't a personal preference, it was the rules that dictated how you survive for generations.
Damn.
So, even though there's no colonial level segregation today, that idea of being white equals success and dark equals lesser is still here. It's why expensive private schools teach Shakespeare instead of Filipino literature, why beauty standards are dominated by being whiter compared to Moreno, why owning American brands like Nike or Apple are a status symbol, even if they're made in Vietnam or China. So it sounds like all the ethnicities, regions, population, and the colonial history would make Filipino racism a huge problem, right? Well, yes and no. It has its own problems, but for the most part there are no serious ethnic conflicts, except for in Mindanao, like its other ASEAN siblings. It's the Filipino culture.
I feel like for us, for Filipinos, we're just really usually all talk and no bite. We don't really go towards, like harsher stuff, I feel. I don't know if it's because we are technically... I know there's a saying where, Filipino servers in games are usually the most toxic ass fucking place ever. And we are technically grown from that. Because we usually say the most meanest shit ever, and no one bats an eye. You just either cry or you get over with it and you do the same to another person entirely. Damn. I feel like we're just all talk, I'm not gonna lie. Which is fine. It's a way, I feel like it's a way after all those years where we're colonized. It's a way of like no, but I'm not saying that I am tolerating it. Maybe, I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard to be on the middle ground. But honestly, I do kind of see that Filipinos are usually the most racist shit ever, especially on the internet. We're kind of built different like that. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's toxic behind the screen. Yeah. We ain't got shit. I know! Oh my god, maybe that's why we're all just words. We're just all hollering and hooting. We don't have the tech. We don't have the means. Our traffic is so ass. Our everyday lives is hell. The only thing we can literally do is complain. Complain to other Filipinos. Complain to the internet. Complain to other countries. That's what. Yeah, I mean, like, we really had the bad end of the stick. But I mean, it's a way for us to, like, you know, it's a way for us to feel that camaraderie of like, yeah, Philippines, yeah, oy, Philippines! And at the same time, putang ina.
That keeps the racism contained.
I don't know.
Even with all the islands and ethnicities, almost everybody here shares a Filipino experience, like being baked in the sun and also blown away by typhoons,
Real though.
going into overcrowded schools with boring panilipunan classes, but with delicious
That's
canteen food.
Damn.
Corruption that makes millions disappear per month, but there's Jollibee.
Yeah, real.
So yeah, pretty painful, but kind of pleasant too. It's
Damn.
also the culture, which centers around family and community values, shared memory, and heritage. It's why Filipinos are chronically online and texting, not just to Doom, but also because they value being connected to others. The internet
Real.
actually helps
Maybe
to unite
that's
all the
maybe
people
that's why
isolated by
real.
the sea. This is why, even though there's so many different groups like Bicols eating chilies or Pangasinans drinking hot coffee at 50 degrees, everyone still shares the identity that they are Filipino, like having a 4-month Christmas season.
Real.
It's why racism has a sort of family vibe, as in Filipinos can bully each other, but outside
Yeah, right. It's all fun and games. We're just really all talk. We're just really all talk.
This casual approach to racism is also why it's a problem. The idea that racism is more about tough love and jokes becomes a problem when people address
Guys.
real issues going on today.
Guys.
There's still actual real discrimination against
Real.
the darker, indigenous,
well,
and Muslim
actually.
groups within the country. But calling it out is framed as introducing divisive Western politics. Speaking of politics,
Racism
Filipino
equals
politics
bad.
is definitely one of the politics of all time, because Filipino
The
elections are basically
fragmentation,
choosing from
shit.
either corruption with corruption on the side, or corruption with extra corruption toppings. The result of most policies don't turn out so good. Of course, with all politicians, they will refuse to take responsibility and look to shift blame on other people. When you have so much in common, the differences stand out even more, making it easier for people to blame other regions instead of the corruption. Politics and racism together
True
is
though.
a recipe for disaster, and if left unchecked, it could be very divisive. However, there is a bigger push from Filipinos frustrated by what they feel as wasted potential from their country, trying to
Real.
end corruption and fighting against the colonial mentality and racism. As a lot of Asia is pushing for less corruption and actual change in their countries, let's hope that the Philippines can reach full potential instead of wasted potential.
No corruption.
So yeah, that's Filipino
Real.
racism. Again, I'm not Filipino, so I've had some help from my Filipino friends, but they've also told me that they're
Damn.
Punyos themselves and probably cannot give me the full picture.
Good.
Please tell me what I've missed in the
What do
comments.
you mean?
I'm pretty curious too. Also, if you've enjoyed this,
Galing sa konyo din nyo! Galing sa konyo din pala eh! I also because they keep calling each other certain racist
video,
words.
please subscribe.
Bias din
I
yung
make these
sa-
videos
Oo
all by
nga.
myself, and I don't use
What
AI,
the hell?
which you can probably tell from how my video looks and sounds different from AI channels.
What
So
the
it
hell?
would be a big help if you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Here's some other content that you may like.
God damn. But I mean, like, there's the bright side to it is that we are very mentally trained. We're mentally trained on the internet, but at the same time, you know how I do feel like there is this, very implied hate towards Filipinos because they're racist. I don't know. Aren't we known for being racist? Actually, not me, obviously. I don't really go for that. That's for sure. But like, aren't Filipinos actually known for being racist? We don't care what we really can't get insulted easily. Yeah. I mean, we start as a crybaby. That I admit to being a crybaby myself, but like once you know for a fact that they don't really stop, then you'll know. You just need to really join them for real. Just okay. No. Oh my god, I don't know, man. But like in a sense, there is really, I mean, for me actually, racism isn't really black and white because the discrimination was bad, but the way that it has always been like that ever since we watched the the history of the world, right? We were born being segregated to like groups, so like it's a natural thing to be, I'm not gonna say that it's a natural thing to look down on one another, but like it's we were segregated from the start. Like the people, like homo erectus homo sapiens had different environments to live on, different structures and different cultures, that it's not really impossible. It's not possible to not segregate ourselves from one another. And I think it'll stay like for years to come. It's just that we just need to overcome like the actual bad discrimination of like not having rights and shit. That is bad. But like normal normal banter of like who's the better group? Who's the better group? I feel like that's fine, honestly. Sorry. Don't cancel me, guys, I swear. Don't cancel me, bro. Eric, bro, for real. We should discriminate fairly and equally or not discriminate. Yeah. That's what I heard too, Like, it's racism, but like you're being racist to everyone equally, And I feel like the reason why we think that it's not really a big issue for us is because we really are just all talk. We really are just all talk. But like maybe when other people actually look at the Philippines and be like, all talk, even though your country is going down to flames and being hell incarnate. I mean, like, what are we supposed to do? We're literally in hell. The only thing that we can actually do is vote and make fun of fucking ghost projects and all of that fucking politics ass shit, man. We really can't do anything. Please vote, guys. Oh my god. Please vote, guys. We really could have had it all, man. We're naturally good singers. We're smart and all of that, bro. We could have had it all. We're pretty too, Like Filipino beauty is seven wonders of the world. Guys. It's not all talk. We just don't really give a fuck. Yeah, I mean, like, how can we give a fuck to other, people if we can't give a fuck to our own country? Hey, guys! Ilang kilometro lang yung putang ina office ko! Ilang oras pa rin yung biyahe ko, putang ina! Gawa niyo ng paraan! Gawa niyo ng paraan, please! That's it. That's my rant, actually. Like, fuck the Philippines, but also, Uy, Philippines! Uy, Philippines! Pag nakakita na, uy, proud Pinoy! Pero pag nakita mo yung traffic sa labas, putang ina, Philippines! Putang ina. Labas na tayo? Labas na tayo? Yeah, that was shit. Anyways, good video. You know? We need to uncover more like why Philippines is them, honestly. Dude, it's not an honorary Filipino just by this video. Tagalog versus Bisaya, the never-ending online war in the PH server. Actually, maybe because I don't really play that much online games, I don't really see the online war of like Tagalog. Mas nakikita ko pa yung Catholics versus INC. Mas nakikita ko pa yung mga Catholics versus INC. Pero yung Manileños versus like mga taga-Visayas, parang hindi. Bruh. We are a bunch of different tribes with different cultures. We still look down on other. Iniyot na. Shit. May potential Filipino. Ay, sinabi niya, oh gosh! Inanakasada sa EDSA. Dota to Tagalog sa buti na lang. Di kasi ako nalaro Dota eh. Sorry. Philippines mention. We don't say MILF. We say the letters. Oh god. Real. Casual racism, confusing racism. West have casual racism? I'm Filipino, and I say the main problem that leads to this is lack of education. If we only had a proper exposure and learned to appreciate differences, which is right, actually. I think that's we are in this state is technically is because of colonialism. I mean, like you know how Spanish colonizes, and there's classes, the social classes, and like the only ones who had that sort of education before are the ones who's like brighter in color and type shit. If we had proper education, we'd be more racist towards Westerners. Brother, but I mean, like, I think it's because we are speaking from a place that has no privilege. Like, what are we bragging about, honestly? Aside from the fact that, oh, Philippines! What can we brag about? There's really nothing. We're cute, kinda, I guess. I guess that's it. We're cute, that's it. We can sing, I feel like, you know? We're kind of smart, but like, we're not smart enough to like vote for good politicians, that's for sure. That's basically it, man. I should work on our aggregate. How can we even be racist when we insult everyone? We include everyone. Yeah, equality at its finest, I think.